What's up, everybody? This is episode 49. I messed up last episode. I said 47. It was actually 48. Today, we have Rain Hayles, a.k.a. Splash Productions.
Yeah, clap it up.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
So again, like we wanted to bring in again more people who've been around basketball, who know the game. He's seen a lot of players. He's actually, I guess you want to say, one of the first.
He's founding father
Founding father.
of Connecticut.
Of Connecticut
basketball as far as
videography.
Yeah, like really is.
It's actually crazy to think about that, about your journey. But no, thank you for coming today.
Thanks for having me.
Now we'll get right into it, but I just want to, just so that the people know and we kind of give everybody a background, like talk about your story, like your origins, right? So how you started and, you know, what kind of led you to this route?
Yeah, well, I mean, like, all my friends hooped, and like I was on the team too, but obviously they were like better than me. So I mean, what like kind of really kicked it off? I really fell in love with basketball. Was I had like a really good middle school team, and it's full of like a lot of all state. Like, well, I consider Connecticut legends. So like I was on a team with like the likes of like Keandre Fair, the Martin brothers, and Jared Simmons. And then when I got to high school, I ended up going to Nebsat school. And we were AA. So through that, I was like seeing like crazy talent every week basically. Like I remember my first varsity game when I got in, we were getting blown out. It was against Bruce Brown, and then kind of
Academy, right?
Yep, It was him and Tyreek Jones. And obviously, so
Tyreek Jones.
Yeah, we got blown out.
That the founding father of our other group chat.
Tyreek
Jones. I went to Xavier.
It definitely is.
Yeah.
It definitely is.
Anyway,
we got a group chat.
We'll talk about that off.
But he's special.
Yeah,
he's special.
He's tough.
Yeah. So it kind of like just through that, I love basketball. Obviously, every kid's dreams to go D1. And about junior year, I started realizing like we're in the same grade as guys who were like 6'6". I was like, okay, well, how do I stay around it? So it was around my senior year. Jared Simmons texted me. He said, "Oh, if you're not playing basketball this year, like you should come and film my games." I own a camera, so I remember this is the biggest joke in my house because my dad took me to Best Buy and bought me like a $300 camera. And my mom was, like, pissed off because she was like, he's just going to put it down. Like, you wasted $300. And my dad was like, oh, just let him try it out.
Yeah.
And then that $300 camera, I don't know what happened, but eventually just kept growing. Like, I remember after I graduated, I started working at a grocery store, and then I used that money to buy my next Sony camera. And then I don't know what happened, but I'll say like that, call it the winter of 2017 during my senior year, everything just blew up. Like, I remember, like, I made a couple of tapes, I think it was in Hamden. I went from, like, 500 followers to 1,000. And then I had an empty schedule, fully got booked. And then ever since then, I was Splash Productions. Like, it really just blew up out of nowhere. Like, this was never the plan. I promise this is never the plan, but I'm really just grateful that, like, Connecticut kind of like, embraced me. And then it was just nonstop grinding. Like, I remember, like, I was just going to games nonstop. Even if I wasn't booked, I was just going to games. And now, like, here we are. Like, it's a platform.
Yeah.
So.
That's tough. And just so we know, like, what let's just go right into it since we have two really good videographers. Since you guys have been doing this, what's the evolution? How have you seen the game through the lens change from where you guys started to where you guys are now?
Yeah. I mean, for me, I got started in like 2019, so I was already, I would say, pretty like into it, like as far as like the videographers being at games and stuff like that. Like obviously there was always like if you were really really tough, like you had a mixtape, like you know what I mean, like that wasn't what it was in 2019. In 2019, I think more people were starting to get access. I think cameras were becoming a little bit more accessible and cheaper, and it was forcing. I don't want to say forcing, but like in his instance and my instance too, like somebody who has been around the game for so long, it's like, oh, maybe I could pick up this camera, and it's like, okay, so like this camera is probably like if you're working at the time, probably like 2 or 3 paychecks. I was like, let me pick this up, let me see if I like it, let me see if I could do something with it, and so. When I got in the game, it was kind of like a lot of people were already doing it. Like I had heard of Splash, had heard of QN Productions, a bunch of other guys, and I'm like, all right, let me see. I wasn't really doing basketball at first. I was kind of just using my camera because I felt like, man, I made this big ass purchase. Like, I'm trying I'm trying to use it as much as I can. So like I was doing like baby showers and first 1-year-old birthdays and like weddings, all this other stuff. I was doing a whole bunch of stuff. I was trying to figure out where I was at, but ultimately it just came back to basketball, which is our life's come full circle most often. So I was like, all right, like, and then when I got back into it, I'm like, all right, this is it. You know what I mean? Started linking up with dudes like Steve. I'm like, all right, yeah, I think this is the route I could go in. So for me, the evolution of it is just more accessibility and seeing more kids doing it and like more kids reaching out. Like I have this one kid, he's from like Chicago, and he probably hits me up like once a week. And he's like, hey man, I'm about to do this. Do you think I should do this? And I'm just like, damn, like I've come that far where like I'm the one giving advice and I'm not asking for advice, even though I still ask for advice because I don't know everything. But being able to like kick some game to other people is like how far I've come. Like we could talk about like as far as players wise, but as far as myself, that's the evolution I've been seeing as far as the game in the industry.
Yeah.
What about you in terms of like your growth, in terms of you just seeing the evolution of the game right now?
Yeah. I mean, like obviously, it is cool to see, especially because like when I go to games, 'cause obviously even like Ralph knows, like obviously I'm a cameraman, but like I don't know what it is, but like everyone kind of like gravitates towards me. So like the coolest thing for me is like a lot of kids come up to me and say, "Oh no, I started filming because of you," or like a lot of like former players they'll reach out and be like, "Oh, I'll get into it." And it's like it's always cool to get a free game. Like one of my obviously everyone knows my little prodigy Kyle Clark. Like that's like one of my coolest things for me because I remember he was like 12 years old asking me questions and like I was like getting him into games with me, and now kind of even like see how he's grown as much as he has to have his own platform, and it's like really dope just to see. And I mean like I like to try to tell kids, like obviously a lot of kids love basketball, but like we all can't be D1, we all can't be college players. Right. So it's like it's cool showing them like there's an avenue for you guys to stay around it, like whether it's coaching, whether like even like with you probably have like a forward places you have like, oh, how do I get into training? Yep. So it's like for me like, with the camera, it's always like, oh well, it's a whole avenue. Like you can, like, if you really want to stay around basketball, there's so many avenues you can take. So it's cool that I can like kind of show them like this is one you can take.
Yeah. I didn't realize how young Kyle was.
Oh
like,
yeah,
I actually like I'd seen his work.
He just turned 17. He turns 18 this week. So
bro, he's still in high school, bro.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yes,
I thought he was like 21.
I thought he was a grown man. Like, and obviously, like you know, the ages could look whatever, but like just like from his body of work and like how he carries himself, I thought he was way.
Well,
older.
one thing too about him is like he was like a sponge. Like I remember like when he first like approached me, like, I think I just turned 19. And, like, he kind of came up to me and said, "Oh, this is what I want to do." Remember, he had, like, maybe, like, a little $200 camera. Yeah. He was just working, like, there's a picture he posted it when I got 20K. I was laughing. He was, like, 12. He's sitting right next to me. Like, it's like we're watching Matt Nolan play. Mm-hmm. And I kind of see how far he came from that. It's like, I'm like, oh, yeah, like, you, like, he really, like, just, like, let the work show.
Yeah. Isn't that funny, too, though? Like, because, like, you started it, I started, and he started. It's like you had like probably the cheapest camera ever. Yeah. Yo, now they're starting out with like FX6s, FX3s, and it's like dang,
that's
like
what I want to get into real quick. It was off the top of my head since we're going on the videography route. So, can we briefly talk about your first cameras? Okay. Like just for
like ever, or like ever? When I started, because ever we got to go back.
Well, I mean, let's relate it to the basketball side of things. Okay. Your first camera that you had, and then, because I don't know any of this. This is for the video nerds out there, the videography nerds, your photographer nerds. Like, what was your first camera, and then how have you evolved? What brands do you like, or what? And then we'll go into suggestions for the audience who again, maybe there's a young kid that wants to explore this. What would you suggest? But we'll get to that after. But I want to hear your guys' stories with your first cameras, how you've evolved, like what attachments, all these things, like how have you upgraded since? Yeah. Go ahead.
All right. You go. So I started off like, if your school uses Huddle, like I started off with one of those cameras. That was my first camera, a little Sony Handycam, and it got the job done. Like if you scroll deep enough on my page, you can find like all those old videos with that camera. And then I eventually upgraded to like, I forget the name, but it was it was like a 4K Sony camcorder. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then I got an A7 II, which was like a Sony A7 II. Like it was really more for pictures, but the video was solid on it. And then eventually I upgraded to a Sony an A6400, and now like I still have my A7 IV. I got it for a graduation gift, and it does the job perfectly. So I mean like my thing I try to tell kids too is like the camera itself like it doesn't matter as long as you can like you know how to work it. Because like, I feel like a lot of kids kind of like they want to get the most expensive camera off rip. Then I'm like, okay, but you know how to use it, like because I know people like Rob said like FX3,
Yeah.
and they're asking me how to use it. I'm like, then why'd you buy the camera if you don't know how to use it? Like I feel like you gotta like the thing is everyone's remember you gotta start somewhere. You can't just start at the top and expect everything to look perfect because I remember when I was filming like people would be surprised when I showed them the camera I was using, and I'm like, no, you just gotta know how to use it. That's really all it comes down to. So.
Yeah, I think that's same thing for me. It's like so I started with a Canon M50, and originally, like I said, I didn't. If I'm getting a camera, I'm like, damn, like I kind of got to be able to do both. Like I know I want to probably do video more, but I'm like, all right, let me see if I could, do like a little mix in between it. And it's shot in 4K, so I was like, all right, that was my biggest selling point. Yeah, that was my biggest selling point. I'm like, shit, 4K, blah blah. But like back then, I didn't even know what fucking 4K was. Like I knew, but like I didn't really understand exactly what 4K meant. So I got the Canon.
I still don't know what it means.
I got the Canon M50, and I bought. So it came with a kit lens, and the kit lens was garbage. It was like 15 to like 45 or something. Like the numbers I don't need. Like it's like whatever. So I got a 50 with that, like a 50 millimeter prime. And I ran that 50 into the ground. Like I made sure that like I'm a little bit of like a like if I'm doing something I really like study up on it. I really like I was watching YouTube videos, I was reading specs, I was doing this, I was figuring out what this meant. And then another thing too, like I also went to school for it. I know like you don't have to, and I'm not saying like that you have to go to school for it, but like I actually did graduate with a film, television, and production degree. Yeah. So like I was also taking what I was learning from school and applying it like in real life. And I think that's something that really helped me because it was like, it wasn't just words. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you sitting in class, like I know a lot of kids sit in class and they're like, when am I ever going to use this? Like I was actually sitting in class like, oh, okay, the ISO, like that's when, okay, so now I could go back and do that. Or, oh man, I should white balance before I even start. Now I could, so like I was taking everything I was learning and I was putting it into the camera. So I ran with that M50 for as long as I could. And it honestly produced a lot of good videos. After that, I upgraded to A7S III, and that was like a big jump from that to that. And I still have my A7S III right now. We're recording on my A7S III right now. So, but then, like I said, like really want to learn and like dive into it and really like know the ins and outs. So I started recording in S-Log. It was something that was real big for me. I was recording in regular color profile at first, like in RAW. So basically, like the colors come in flat. And then I have to go put the colors in later. So that's something that I wanted to do and I wanted to like learn. And I feel like it's been most beneficial for me and it's given me the most like variety and range so I can go like back and forth. But it's something that I'm doing now on a daily basis that before was like so foreign to me and like I couldn't even fathom doing that. But it all goes to the point of like just knowing your camera and knowing what you could work with. Like I can put a random lens on my camera right now. And I know as long as I'm within these numbers, I'm good. Or like if I know if I'm in a certain type of lighting, I'm good. Or if I know what I'm gonna be shooting, I'm okay. Only because I know my camera. It's like knowing your car or like knowing your hoop style. Like as long as you know what you can do, you can fit and plug in anywhere. So I think you should learn first. And part of learning is trying, but like actually read up on it. Don't just like get the camera just to get it. Like I feel like a lot of people have gotten into it thinking that it's just like, oh yeah, we just click a button and then we do it and then it's done. It's like, no, there's actually a lot of legwork that goes into it. Photography as well. Yeah. Like I know I say all the time, like, oh man, I should have just been a photographer. But I'm saying that because I know what it takes to be a photographer. Yeah. So I'm saying that in the sense of like, I feel like that would be easier for me on my load. And like the dealing with other people. Yeah. With the video, sometimes it's like, oh man, like, oh yeah, you could just send me that bucket I had in the third quarter. I'm also like, bro, you realize that's not how it works. Like I have to like run through that. So I'm saying all that to say it's like you can literally keep learning throughout your entire journey. So it's not something that you stop learning. Like you're learning all the time. So
you got something to add?
I mean, yeah, kind of like what Ralph said. I mean. I feel like with video, that is like one thing. I feel like some things like pictures, like they'll be like, "Oh, did you get a picture of me?" It's like I can look through a picture, but like looking for like a specific clip, especially if it's like somebody like you weren't even focusing on.
Like I'm not like,
Like,
bro.
like,
I did not like. You're
unless,
not the scouting report.
Unless like I came for you or like you booked me to be there, I'm not like I'm
probably
not remembering your like one bucket unless you went crazy. Unless you went crazy,
right,
but, like,
right. If you went crazy, that's one thing. But it's like you telling me like, yo, you got my buckets, and then I gotta go to your page, right? Now I gotta look to see what you look like. But then you on the 0 dark 30 shit where you don't got no photos up, and you act like you this crazy dude. I'm like, all right. So now I gotta ask you your number. Then I ask you your number, and I'm like, all right, cool. Then I go back and I'm looking for you, and it's like you've been sitting on the bench for at least 2 quarters. I've been looking at like, what am I looking for? What am I looking for?
Yeah. By the way, I'm just gonna address. I have no idea what was just said because it was just like foreign to me. In terms of just what the camera specs. That's why I respect everybody that's in their own fields and just the craft to learn it and study it. But since we're on this path, you guys are just kind of rolling out. We're gonna keep rolling. How do you guys, when you guys get booked, right? It's like, how do you guys approach the recording? Like, how do you? I mean, obviously, you just focus on them. But let's say you do see somebody like hooping that's not there for you, like, or you weren't booked for them, and then you see somebody else hooping. Like, what is your process? Like, all right, I'm gonna record him, but now or her, and now this other girl or boy's cooking. Maybe let me get some clips here just in case. Like, what's the thought process?
I want to hear what you have to say because he knows how I do it, and I feel like I'll be like all over, but I want to hear what you got to hear.
Well, first things first, you guys know like I'm a basketball sicko.
Yeah.
So like, if you get like 3 buckets that are like, I'm like, oh wait, hold on, you're getting filmed too. Like, and then like, especially like my favorite thing to do is when I go to games and I see like a kid that like nobody knows like pop off. Like I think it was last year I went to Putnam, and like this kid, he was a senior, he had no O's. He hit 13 threes against Putnam Science, and they won it. He was on Husak.
The Husak kid?
Yeah. So I remember, first of all, I'm about to text Steve during the game. I'm like, bro, there's some kid like giving Putnam the work right now. And like first of all, I was there for Putnam.
Right.
But like the second he made like, it was like he had a run. He had like 3 threes in a row, and like none of them made sense. Yeah. I was like, oh yeah, I'm definitely filming this just because like that. Remember I posted that one video. It got like 65,000 views, and one of the Fordham coaches followed me. Fordham offered him like the next day.
It's tough.
So it's like it's one of those things where I'm like it's like I tell videographers this too, because one thing, like, I mean, like maybe it's like a me thing, but like all those like 4 stars or 5 stars, okay, filming them is cool, but I promise you, like, nothing hits better when you like find like a kid who's like right on like the verge of getting a scholarship, and you help them get a look, or it's like, all right, like one like another kid I filmed earlier this year, like he was a post grad, no O's. I saw him play at the NERR hoop hall. I texted a whole bunch of coaches. They went to see him at Rhode Island College. He got his first offer. Yeah. So it's one of those things where it's like a video can really just change a kid's life. I really feel like a lot of more people need to understand that. Like, don't get me wrong, like, getting the views is cool. Getting the notoriety is cool, but like if you can help a kid, that's gonna benefit you way more in the long run as well. That's kind of the way I see it.
Yeah, no, I always tell Steve, because being in Connecticut, we're kind of basketball spoiled a little bit, where it's like we do get public school, we get Catholic school, but then we also get the NEPSAC. Yeah. So kids like Nigel James, Ibuka, like we low-key got to see them like sophomore year, like freshman year. So and now like where they are now, like with stars and committed to college, like I always tell them, I'm like, yo, they wasn't there. Like I the one game I remember very, very vividly, it was Putnam versus Cushing, and it was Buddy Simons, who's at Gardner, yeah. and then Nigel James, who just won 6-man player of the year and defensive player of the year in the League Ready. Yeah, League Ready League or whatever it's called. Yeah.
EYBL, Scholastic.
So seeing them when I was young, I'm like, yo, they wasn't there. Like when he committed to Lehigh, they actually used the photo that I took.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I'm like, yo, like they actually wasn't there. Like I say it all the time. I'm like, they didn't see him when he was mad young. Yeah. Like they weren't there. Like he was at NEPSAC and he was hooping as a as a sophomore.
Yeah.
And like that's so refreshing to see because it's like,
Or I mean, like with me too, like a kid like Donovan. I remember, like
Yeah.
I told Steve about Donovan before he even blew up. I was like, bro, there's a 7-footer in Bristol. He's going to be cold.
yeah,
And I remember, like, I was telling everybody about him, and people are like, oh, he's good 'cause he's big.
nah.
I'm like, bro, no.
He's that. Yeah, that's refreshing to see. When you can like call it, like you can see it, and like they pan out to be the player that they looked like when they was younger.
Yeah. Even
That's amazing to see.
Me and Steve had this joke because every summer I always tell Steve about like one kid. I'd be like, I always pick one kid. I'm like, oh, he's gonna blow up this summer.
Mm-hmm.
And then we always
then that kid- that
and
kid
then we go
blowing
like, well, like I'll see Steve like during the winter, during like the fall, like, oh, see, I told you, bro, I told you.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, it's crazy. But I think that's a skill in its own. Like me as a player development coach, and you guys as you know, your video professionals, like being in this so long, you tend to pick up an eye. Like you tend to have this eye for talent now. Like, and I think that's such a hard art to have. Like, and a lot of people don't have it. I was talking on another podcast about it. It's just like, you can see a highlight film and anybody can look crazy. But if you see it in person, or you can see certain highlights and be like, oh, they're moving like this. This can lead to some. Oh, they jumped like this. You know, he got a block, like, or he came on help side. Like, yeah, like the Abdul one that just went crazy for you. Like, yeah, like if you know Abdul, you know Abdul. But like if you saw that and not knowing Abdul, somebody blocking a shot, then having the quick twitch fibers to get off the ground again and try to block it again, that's not normal.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So again, that just off of that, you can say, all right, this kid is different, right? So again, it's a skill, and kudos to both of you guys for putting in that time and doing that.
it's honestly a lot of reps. It's a lot of hours because like the thing is like, and I I complain to you about it a lot. I complain about it to like Shake a lot. Like when I go to watch a kid and he stinks it up, like I have to watch it twice. Like I go home and I have to go look at that film. So I'm watching it sometimes 2, 3, 4 times over. So it's like I'm almost watching film in a sense. Like I don't got no game tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't have to check Abdul tomorrow. I you know what I mean? Like what? Like God forbid, I don't got to check Abdul tomorrow. Are you crazy? You see what I'm saying? But like I'm watching film because I have to, and like that's another thing that we kind of are like you said, like almost like seeing eye for talent, like because we're watching the full game and we get to see stuff that we missed. Because like when you go to watch a game, sometimes you may remember it differently, but like the fact it's video evidence, it's proof, and like the whole game is there for us from our angle. So you go back and you watch it, and you're like, yo, he missed this here, or he missed that here. Like one of the things that I've been so like grateful, and I find great honor in being able to facilitate with Steve is that like Jacob, like when Jacob was at South Kent, when he made his buckets, we would send his buckets as well, but also his mistakes too. Like showing him mistakes from a different angle. I know they have like the orbit cam or whatever it is up top, but like seeing it a little bit clearer and seeing exactly where, and like having the ability to have your trainer say, hey, right here, you didn't use the jab that we worked on, or you're rushing into your thing. You're not using your shoulder. You're top heavy. You're not balanced. Like being able to see that and watch film like that, I think is honestly like amazing, and something that should be done more. And I want to give Steve his flowers for even being able to do that, because like it is tough to get to games every game, and it is tough to like have players see it. So being able to watch film like that and like being able to facilitate that, it keeps me involved, but then it also it helps players in order to see what they can do.
Yeah.
So,
and that's something again, there's a lot that goes to this game. And a lot of kids, because their attention span is so short, it's like you got to keep it short and sweet, right? Even like my mentor Drew Hanlon, when he works with them, he does like during the season, he does work them guys out, but like most of his work is film.
Yeah.
But he said, because he was working with Giannis this year, he's worked with Giannis this year. Yeah. He said Giannis loves the fact that he can keep his like edits from a game like 5 minutes and down. Yeah. Like 5 minutes is a lot, but like at the same time, it's not at that level.
It's like 48 minutes.
You know what I'm saying? So. Yeah, 48 minutes. But so like again, it's just if you're able to do that, that's a separator. He works with some of the greatest players, and that film work is very important. So that's why it's like I think again, just being able to get some guys that understand the film and basketball talent is very important to have on this. Now, moving forward, like what I mean, we talked about it when Shaky came on, but what's your process when somebody asks you to come record their game? Like, what do you?
I didn't even answer that last question. You were saying how like if somebody starts to go off, you then start recording.
Yeah.
See me, because I'm such like a hoarder. I film the home game regardless. Like I usually like so I'll if you
Like
let's say you're on Masters or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I'm recording. I know I'm recording you, but I'm probably recording your entire team,
Yeah.
right? So like even when you go to the bench, I'm still recording. If the other team goes down, if I see like it could be one good bucket, I'm like, all right, shit, I'm recording the whole game, and I just start recording the whole game. And I think over the past like 3-4 years, I probably have like 35, maybe 40 full games on my hard drive.
That's crazy.
And that like sometimes it was only one highlight that came from the other team, but I got the whole game, and it's just like I don't know, the process to me of like being able to watch the whole thing back is just like, fuck it, like I'll do that every time.
I meant to tell. I could. Yeah, I keep forgetting to bring this up. So, one of my players from my team, like we were talking. I forgot we were talking about film. This was at South Kent, and he brought up. He was talking about a clip. He was like, "Yeah, I was watching this YouTube the game of South Kent versus Putnam Science," and I'm like,
With Omargo?
Yo, let me build up to this. Let me build up to. He was like,
Yeah.
He was like, this was one of the videos that I was like, yo, I think I want to go to this school. And he ended up coming. Like, yeah, that's I meant to tell you. So he's like, yeah, I subscribed to his.
Wait, come on, man, give him his flowers. What's his name, man? Shout out his name. You wasn't gonna say his name, bro. Shout out his name, bro.
Yo, this is my guy Vuyo, man. He's from South Africa.
Yeah.
Came to the U.S. hoping to become better, and we're working on it. I'm trying to help him, and
That's what's up.
yeah, so he's grown a lot this year. So, but yeah, that was just I forgot to tell you that. But like again, but stuff like that, like people watch your work, and then you don't even know who's talking. Like that was a cool moment. I was like, that happened literally like 3 weeks ago, and I forgot to tell you.
Damn. You see how he is? Look at that.
He's
3 weeks.
He's
we talk almost every day. 3 weeks. You see how you doing?
I be for like obviously a lot of stuff going like my brain will be all over the place. But yeah, no, let's talk about again just like your process and where do you guys draw the line?
There is no
I'm
line.
sorry.
Nah.
It's not getting me in trouble.
No, that's why we got to address it. Like, where do we draw the line? So people know, where do we draw the line from making highlight films? Because we see it on social. Freaking third graders have highlight films and stuff. Like, where do we draw the line?
Where do we draw the line, or where is the line?
No, there is no line. There is no line.
Oh, okay, good.
There is no line.
Yeah.
But for you personally, so people know, like, just in case they might want to book you if you have free time, which both of you guys are very busy, but like. Where's the line drawn? AAU, or is it just high school prep? Like, what's your process and what's your thing?
I mean, I'm known for this, so I really feel like you don't need a mixtape if you're like 8th grade or below. Even 8th grade, kind of like pushing it. Yeah. I mean, like, 'cause the thing is, with the made hoop circuit and stuff, like stuff like that, like it's like if I'm invited to that, and it's like a made hoop circuit for middle school, like I'll go, but like. My thing is, for one, for I'll start with high school first. High school, I'll never film freshman or JV, like because personally, I think those are the most developmental parts, and it's like you want to get to varsity, so why am I rewarding you for not being on varsity? Right. Like I just feel like that kind of messes up a lot of the game because a lot of kids at cameras like, oh, I'm my boy on JV. I'm like, okay, but what are you rewarding him for? Like. You don't go to states off of JV. You don't make all state off of JV, like. And then like, even like with 8th grade, because I mean, I don't film middle schoolers, but I mean this year, which is really cool, was I filmed. I hope I say it right. Masatore. He's a dude's little brother.
Oh, at
Hamden Hall.
Hamden Hall. Okay.
Yeah, so like, it was their first game of the season, and it was funny because I text me before the game like, you gotta get my little brother right. So I'm just thinking he's being like a good big bro. So I'm like, all right, like I'm already at the game, so I'll film him too. All right, Steve. He checks in. He hits 4 threes in a row, like light. It wasn't like catch and shoot. No, he's bringing the ball up as an 8th grader, go up against high schoolers. So an 8th grader like that, you've earned you kind of earned like the right to kind of get a mixtape. Like you're on varsity getting buckets, but like you'll never catch me like at a travel league game, like a kid's like 6'4" playing against kids who are like 5'7". Like at what like how does that even help your game? And I really feel like a lot of kids gotta like really like drill this into their heads, like them calling you the best 7th grader in New England or the best like 8th grader in the country. When you get to high school, none of that matters anymore.
No.
Right.
Like the only player I've ever seen be number 1 all the way through high school is from middle school to high school is Adrian Debanza.
Pretty much.
Fair. Well, I mean, wasn't he with Cooper originally?
Yeah, but Cooper didn't get. I feel like Cooper didn't get his flowers till like 9th grade.
He was.
But I'm saying that eighth grade year was crazy.
Remember
that was
when they went to high school, he moved down. So then
that's right. He did.
Cooper
talk
was
about
in his own class of his own.
Yeah.
So then he was 1 over Tyran, and then Cooper went up. Then he went back up. So he really has been 1 his
whole career.
I feel like it was a chess move by his parents.
Oh yeah.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I think it was cool with AJ too, because like, he was playing 15U as an 8th grader, and Expressions lost, and he just went back to made hoops, and and there was no difference. Like, he was still killing at that level.
Yeah.
So it's like, but again, like I hope like all the Muslims know, like you're not AJ Debanza. So them calling you number 1 in whatever class you are, that's gonna flip to say you get to high school, because at that point nobody cares.
Right.
Yeah, and honestly, even if you are number 1, like it really, like that means nothing. Like even if you get to high school and you're number 1, like Justin Edwards was number 1 in his class, didn't get drafted. So like, it really doesn't have a impact on your game. Yeah, it has an impact on like your clout or your aura or whatever. But like, it really doesn't mean much. And I honestly, I adopted it from Splash a little bit too, because like when I first started, I kind of was like, I was doing whatever.
Yeah.
But like, I was really doing whatever because I was just trying to record whatever. I was trying to get into the game.
And that I understand.
Right. And that's okay. But then when I'm like, all right, I kind of like have my footing or whatever, I was like, bro, like I'm not filming middle school. And it's going to sound like I'm going to contradict myself, because I do film for 7th and 8th New York Lightning on the AAU circuit.
Yeah, but it's made hoops.
No, see, but that's the thing. Yes, it's made hoops and it's a junior EYBL, but that's for Dre. Like Dre asked me to do that. He hired me. So the team is hiring me. I don't film for the kids.
Yeah.
I film for the team. So that's something that I tell them all the time. They're like, "Oh, you film?" I'm like, "No. See, like I'm hired by the team. That's me being professional. That's me being a businessman. Like I'm doing that for my business, for myself to,
exactly,
to open doors in certain places and gain connections where I need to. So that's not because I want to film middle school, because honestly, like you said, like the 8th grade, whatever, like it really don't mean much to me, because some of those kids don't pan out. Some of those kids don't, whatever. And I'm not saying that selfishly, but it's like you said, if I'm seeing eye for talent, like if the talent isn't progressing all throughout every year, like then it means nothing.
Yeah,
my 8th grade film of Joe Smo dunking on kids in 8th grade means nothing when he gets to high school and he's the 8th man on his team. Like it means nothing.
Yeah, I mean, because like I remember like obviously, like, first of all, shout out to Dre, because Dre helped me out too.
Yep.
So Dre took me to Made Hoops, and I remember like all those top dudes I would see that Made Hoops. The only one I remember like who was like on Made Hoops the whole way through. The only person I saw like stay that good was Rob Wright. Not Rob Wright. What's his name? Robert the Swifts. Rob Dillingham.
Oh, Rob Dillingham. Yeah.
He's the only one. He was the only one I saw who was like he was that nice in middle school,
and it continued
to be that nice. But like a lot of like those dudes in his class, like I heard about them when they got to high school. And that's another thing. I hope every kid knows that. Just because these dudes are like so highly touted in high school, eventually it just slows down. Like a case like Kyrie Walker. Kyrie Walker was the number 1 8th grader in the country that kept saying, "Do we know where he is now?"
And
that's a great point.
To his point, like, and he said it a bunch of times too, like. When they were like, "Oh, you fell off," he was like, "Were you ever on?" And like, I understand him to a point. Like, he was what he was at that time. But there comes to a point where you plateau, and like you don't actually get better than the rest of your competition, or you don't progress in the same way. Yeah. So that's basically what we're saying. It's like we're not about to go see you in 8th grade and like gas you up or anything. Obviously, like if you're killing 8th grade, you're killing 8th grade. Like, good job. Like that. We're ball players. We're not gonna we're not gonna shit on you. But it's like, you have so much more basketball left.
Yeah,
so
you
much
have
more
a
basketball
whole
left.
4
you, like, the thing
years,
is, you don't want
maybe
to
5.
Like, you don't. The thing is, like, I tell the kids this: it's much better to peak later. Like don't get me wrong, it's cool to be doing windmills and stuff in middle school, but what are you gonna do when everybody else start doing the same thing?
And I think that's where a lot of players and parents kind of get lost. We talking about, I'm gonna still save that for another day where we talk about the reclass thing, but yeah, I think that's what I'm saying. It's just more the fact, like, it's just understanding where you are and whatnot, and not getting caught up with everybody else.
Yeah.
I think that's the issue with the social media thing. Everybody tries to keep up with the Joneses. Like, they want to compare. Oh, like, well, this, that. I mean, you see it now. We talk about it in our chat, and like, just like some parents are, I know where the video. This is where again, the video can change your life if you're change a player's career if you do it the right way.
Yeah.
Not just flood the market with, oh, my kid's working out, or I'm working out, I'm in the gym, it's 5 a.m.
Yeah.
That's cool. You don't gotta like promote that. Yeah. Like, that's like, I've never seen an AJ Dibansa workout video.
No.
I'm not gonna lie.
You know what's funny? I've seen photos from a workout, but I've never seen actual video.
You think they did that on purpose?
I mean, I think so. I mean, I said to AJ, like, when he's back at the crib, like, oh, bro, you want to get some work in? He was like, are you taking flicks? I really want video. And it's like, all right. I think is dope.
Or him, he understood, like, work is work. Like, I don't got to be broadcasted. Which is, you know what I mean?
No,
but I, to your point, I do think parents sometimes are a little unreasonable as well. Because, like, and I'm going to say this as nice as I can, I don't love your son as much as you. No, I really don't. I'm gonna be honest. I really don't. Like, and I'm saying that to say, like, the way you see your son is not the way I see your son.
Yeah. So
you can't pitch something to me from just, yo, my son is the best, my son is a star, my son is that's what you think. And I'm so glad he's living in a household where that love is being shown and appreciated. But, like, I'm not in your household. I'm not part of your family. So I have to look at it from my standpoint. I don't think your son is that good.
I got one parent. He's one of my favorite parents. He just real about it. So I remember it was one time I went to, like, his son's open gym. I'm not sure his son hooped, right?
Right.
So he calls me and said, "Oh, how do you look?" I said, "Oh, you look great." He's like, "Splash, don't bullshit me."
Right.
Like, you can be real with me. Like, I'm sitting there. I'm like, bro, no, I promise you, your son was fine. But, like, parents like that are my favorites because it's like
they keep it real.
Yeah, like they just it's like because niggas too, like, they know me at the end of the day too. I'm also a businessman, so they know, like, they don't want me thinking I'm gonna lose money for saying, like, being critical of their son. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Either way, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
Like, mind you, I might sugarcoat a little bit to, like, make it not sound like he did that bad. But at the same time, like, if your son played good, I'm just like, trust me, he belong there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing. It's some parents can't handle that fact of understanding, like you just said, separating the film. You guys can make any kid look great. Legit.
No. Don't put that out there. Don't put that out there.
My bad.
Don't put that out there.
Yeah, I'm putting it out there.
Yo, listen.
I can make.
I told you that one time I went to, and Cuz got stripped 3-4 times in a row and sat on the bench. I had to give him a mix.
I mean, not gonna lie, I've made 8
it don't look good.
I've made 8 points, like 20 points multiple times. I'll say it to Steve as a joke. Steve would be like, "How did you?" I'm like, "Bro."
But that's what I'm saying. It shouldn't. It shouldn't. We doing
like,
it because we're
being paid.
Magicians.
Yeah,
but like,
also being paid to do a service.
Let's not put that out there, please.
But
I don't want to make it look good.
So then again, what's your guys feel like? I have my personal. What's your guys feel with this generation and hooping for the wrong reason or hooping for the TikTok or the gram? Like,
they all do it.
Yeah, I mean, even the kids who are nice, they're gonna hoop for the camera.
Like, I get building your brand, but I feel like with you guys, with your platforms, like, you guys probably have your inboxes full and stuff. That's what I'm saying. Like, do you feel? I mean, yes, like, you don't want to turn down that business, but at the same time, it's like, yo, like.
Well, I'll be honest. Any varsity kid who contacts me, for one, I know 2 things. Like for one, like, obviously want a video, and 2 is, like, a lot of those kids, like especially, like, that's why I like Connecticut, and, like, that's why people, like, kind of ask why I post so much, is because, like, it's like we're such a small state. A lot of those kids are trying to play college basketball at the end of the day. Like, and the one thing I think Austin Rivers said about it is, like, oh, well, back in my day, the only person to get mixtape if you were nice, which I understand. However, nowadays, like, there's a lot of kids, like, they're not even getting D3s without a little bit of video.
Yeah.
So it's like, I feel like it's a lot of pros and cons, honestly.
Definitely.
But I mean, I think, like, for me personally, I think that the pros outweigh the cons. No, I have an issue when it's like kid wants a tape, but it's like you're not, like, but they're not really trying to play college basketball. You just want an Instagram video, and like I can tell that, like I can kind of tell that early on, because like I have people kind of get mad, like, oh, you post my video, and I'm like, bro, like, well, for one, you didn't do enough, because the thing is, it's like Instagram page, like it's my portfolio,
Right.
so I'm like, you didn't do enough for me to even like put this on my page. Like it stinks, but at the end of the day, like you're buying the video, you're not buying the post.
Yeah.
Like I feel like a lot of people like this, like that's one part a lot of kids just don't understand. Is like it's like, if I'm posting you, that means you were going off. And the thing is, like, one thing about me, because like no matter how big my following count is, I'm gonna, if you have a great game, I'm posting it. I can get like 20 likes on it. But if you had a great game and those 20 likes, a coach saw you, I did my job.
Yeah. I think honestly that I feel like there's more cons than pros, but I will say though, I do try to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. Like, and I try to keep it respectful. I think we get disrespected a little bit sometimes, because
Definitely.
I think they think we're like the help or something. They're like, yo, like you have to come to my game. You have. No, I don't.
No.
Like I might come to your game. Like, don't even some of the 5-star, 4-star. I don't have to come. I'm choosing to come.
Yeah.
So like, just know that I'm making that decision in order to do that, but I don't have to. Yeah. But then when I do show up, if you stink it up, you kind of wasting my time. And I'm not saying you can't have a bad game, but I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. You keep begging me to pull up, this, that. Yo, when you going to come to one of my games? When you going to come to one of my games? So what I've been doing now is that I don't tell the kids when I'm pulling up.
Yeah,
I'll just pull up.
Yeah.
So I think, one, we sometimes put a lot of pressure on them sometimes, but then also, too, I think they also play for the camera, which is the worst thing possible when they're playing for the camera, because then it just doesn't look good. Like, you don't do a Jamal Crawford behind the back on a regular basis. Why the fuck are you doing that when I have the camera on you now? Like, don't just play your game. So I think I always try to give kids benefit of the doubt, but then if you stink it up, like I'm gonna be reluctant to come next time, because now I've seen what you could do. Yeah. I've seen what you could do. Yeah. Like and stinking it up. I want to specify. Stinking it up is not like, oh, you had 10 points. Bro, if you had 10 points and they were the loudest 10 points in the gym, you had a good game. Mm-hmm. But if you got 10 points, you shot 20 shots, you turned the ball over 5 times, you was yelling at the coach, you was yelling at your teammates, bro, I don't want to see that.
Yeah. Speaking back over what you said with the help, because like I had an instance like earlier in the year, like a kid like kind of like got like real rude in my messages. He was like, oh, blah blah, like he's like, you only care about the public schools, like you don't get the prep schools any love. And then I'm sitting there and I'm like, bro, like I filmed like I'm going on what today, I'll probably like one game like 168.
Yeah.
I promise you, I've been to multiple prep school games.
Bro,
I haven't been to your prep school, but I told you the price. You never want to hit me up, so I'm like, okay, cool. Like I'm not driving out there, and it's like, and I feel like a lot of kids gotta understand. Like the other day too, like we have lives. I tell kids, I said, bro, I promise you, once I finish a video, I'm not touching my computer for the rest of the night. Like.
Like I think they think that we work
round the clock.
Round the clock.
Yeah.
Like, and then it's like you said, like we were talking about earlier, like when the one-off kid is like, yo, you have a couple buckets of me. I'm like, dude, like you got to understand, like I went there for one reason, right? I posted that video. I probably haven't looked at that film since that I posted that video. So now I have to go back to that video, look through all the stuff, because I wasn't looking for you in the first place. But granted, like there's been a couple kids I'll hit up. They actually had some good buckets, and I'll go back. But like, yo, I ain't gonna lie, it took me a little while. But it took me a little while because life keeps happening. Like I'm still. Like it's not like I paused.
Yeah. And it's like I'll give kids this. Like I understand. Like if you play like against like a top player, like a
and
top
you had
team,
some good bucks.
He has some good bucks.
Yeah.
You hit me up, bro. I promise you, I'm gonna check it too.
I'm gonna get to it
as fast as I can, because I understand like that can really change. Like, that can really change your life. But like if you had like 3-4 shots here and there, I'm like, bro, I had to say like I was not looking for you.
No.
And like I'm like, and it's like my thing is, unless you pay me to be there, I'm not rushing to go to it.
No.
It's kind of how it is.
No. And I also, that's another thing too. Charging kids like after the fact. Like sometimes like if I'm already there and I'm already getting paid to be there, sometimes I'll give it to you, whatever. But like if you hounding me and you doing all this, like I'm not gonna be. I still might not charge you, but I'm not gonna be fast about it. Yeah. Like you hustling me down for 4 or 5 buckets when
I'm like, oh yeah,
when it was like a 30-point game in the fourth quarter and you had a couple of lays. Like, it's like, bro, like
that gets me tight.
It's like you worried about you actually are worried about the wrong thing.
Yeah.
And more often than not, I kind of catch myself even at games where like I'm recording and I got my camera to the side. I'm like, yo, stop going up with your right hand, bro. Go up with your left hand, but just because like I love the game. Like and I'm not just saying it for the camera, like, oh yeah, I want to see you do a nice move. It's like I actually want to see you play well. Like I could put this camera down and still tell you the same thing.
Yeah.
So like if you just play the right way, you're fine. Just play the right way. Like you shouldn't worry about if I was there or if I wasn't there or if I had that 1 or 2 bucket. Like, yo, you hit a half court shot, you boom a kid, you cross a kid over. Okay, I hear you. Because when I was younger, I needed that shit too. Give me that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yo, I wish the cameras was on. But, like, if you worried about, like, a little lay or a little spin, bro, I promise you that's not about to do anything. Like, you'll be okay. But I think it's more of that, honestly, than the other thing. But the other things, I think, for us are so rewarding that they kind of outweigh them.
Yeah.
But it's more often than not, it's kids in the DMs like, yo, I need this, or yo, I need that, or yo, pull up, bro.
No, yeah, that's the worst thing. If I get the yo, pull up on me, I'm not pulling up,
bro. and I don't know who told AAU that Spooky Nook was the hub, bro. Spooky Nook is far. I'm not pulling. Yo, unless you guaranteeing 35, I'm looking at you. Unless you guaranteeing 35, I'm not pulling up the Spooky Nook. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Like,
are you dropping a rack for the weekend?
Yeah.
Spooky Nook is far.
Yeah, money. Yeah, I don't know because every second I guarantee my next time I'm gonna text, yo, bro, you coming to Spooky Nook? Unless I'm coming with unless your team is bringing me down there and paying me like decent,
bro,
I'm not gonna be at Spooky Nook.
Spooky Nook is far, bro.
It's a drive.
It's far. And then they have 100 courts, and you telling me to pull up the court 35.
The blue courts.
Yeah, like, dude.
It's like I hear the blue courts, it's slow.
Bro, it's nah, bro. Like, you gotta, like I said, we got lives. You gotta realize, like, that's a far trip to be going there for a certain amount. Like, even if you was paying me handsomely. Like, there's just
time.
This is time.
You
It's,
time.
you know what I mean? Like I said, even if you stink it up.
One of those days is gonna be driving. So
exactly.
Yeah, and again, so like I'm thinking about it. This is a good message to get out there, and just hopefully we get enough kids to listen. You know, as the podcast grows, it's trying to be educational, but it's just like also making them aware. Like, one, who do you think you are? Right? I'm not saying you. I'm not saying you're not anybody, but you're also thinking like you got to have the awareness of everybody is a human being. They got lives. Like you're saying, pull up on me, but like, who are you? Like, why would you say that? Just like, hey, is there any way I can book? Like, you gotta do it in a professional, not a professional way.
I'm really rephrasing, like, because the thing is, like,
A
lot
of kids say that.
I will say in my case now, I feel like a lot more kids, like, they will say, hey, Splash, like, how much is it to book? And like, I really do appreciate that, but it's just like,
but you've had to scream that,
like, because when you put the ask me a question.
Oh, pull up on me, and you go book. You literally just put the book emoji. So it's like, I think people know now, like, but like, it's not something that was always like people were respecting you.
Yeah, that's not their first thought. They're like, just come to my game. Yo, pull up on me. Like that's what I'm saying. There's a way to go about it. Yeah, that a lot of these youngins don't.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier about the I had a couple buckets in the was. Why do you expect that I know you, what you look like, your number, like, bro? I don't even know what team you on. I don't even know what game. Like Splash said, he on game 168. Bro, I could have went to 3 games in 1 week. And you asking me for, let me get highlights from. I don't know. I don't even know who you are. I don't know what team you're on. If I saw 3 games in a week, I saw 6 different teams. Yeah, I'm number 12. Oh, nice, bro. Have a good one, number 12.
And bro, if you know this, nothing's worse. You from a late night game, you open your phone, you get the yo.
No.
You gotta
No. Listen, we really have to talk about this because, like, no joke, Splash. For people that don't know, we are in 203, right? Most of the games that I was going to see was in 860. That's an hour and 30 minutes. An hour and 30 minutes. So by the time Splash, first of all, Splash already posted. We're in the fourth quarter. We gotta talk about that. Splash already posted. We're in the fourth quarter. That's cool. Splash sometimes is like 10, 20 minutes away from his house. I'm an hour 30 away, and you hitting me 20 minutes into my drive. Yo, gang, I don't have like you. Would you want me to pull over? I have to get home, and then when I get home, you know what I do? I start editing for you guys sometimes. So the fact that y'all be blowing me up literally before I even get home is insanity. You got to understand, I came all the way out there to see you. And obviously that was my choice. And you hooped. Give me some time. Give me grace. Let the day change. Like, yo, I don't think they understand that. I don't be home. I don't even be home yet. I know Splash posted already. I know he did that already. That's Splash. He's tough like that. I am not even home. I'm looking at y'all. I'm not home yet. Yo, I'm not home yet. Like, give me a little bit. What if I want to go eat? I can't go eat. I can't stop to go get something. Yo, gang, I was killing tonight. All right, yeah, cool. I haven't. My computer's not even on me sometimes. My computer's not even on me like that. Yo, that's probably one of my biggest pet peeves because I'm just like,
especially if like a bad day, you get a yo. I'm like, I'm not dealing with this right now, bro.
Please, like, let me live. Like, you don't understand. Like, I act like I'm not home yet, or like you said, like late night game. I got work in the morning. I have a regular job. Hi guys, you guys aren't paying me enough. I have a regular job. Like, what y'all want me to do? I can't do this full time if y'all not supporting me. So now I gotta, you know what I'm saying? So like, you gotta realize like I have a regular life, regular job, regular, you know what I mean? I have friends, family. Like, yo, relax. You're not at the forefront of my mind. I fuck with you, but chill. Damn.
Yeah.
So going off of what he just said, so when did you decide or like, this is going to be one of my calling cards, flipping the video towards the end of a game?
Well, it was the first time I did that.
And I know you have a routine, like how you were able to clip the.
Yeah. Well, the first time I knew I started bringing my laptop because I used to not bring my laptop to games because I was like, oh, my get stolen. But I was filming at the National Prep Showcase in New Haven. It was 2019, and Lester Quinnis, he's on the Warriors right now.
Yeah. He's on IMG, right?
Yeah, he was on IMG. I'll never forget it. So they're playing. I think they're playing Fort Union.
Yeah, I was there for one.
Yeah, and he came in the lane and boomed on somebody like bad.
I think I remember this video too. That's the crazy part.
So obviously like New Haven's like an hour from me, so I wasn't going home. So anyway, before the day was over, and first of all, if you guys do your homework at Hoop Major, their page is still up. Hoop Major, they're like the reason I wanted to film so bad. They made the tape that day, and the worst thing is I had the best angle to dunk in the gym.
Right.
But I was the first one to put it out. So by the time I got home and posted it, ain't nobody care.
Right.
So at that point, I started bringing my camera, like my laptop with me. So I said, if anything crazy happens, like a crazy dunk or like a game winner, I want to reach out my laptop on me just to post it right away. Mm-hmm. Which is kind of funny looking back on it because I was usually the only camera person in the gym, so I had no reason to rush it out. But then I think it was the first one of my boys, like, it was right after Instagram changed from post to reels. Yeah. So he was like, and like I didn't know how to do a what is it, Ralph, 9x16 yet?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know how to do that. So he was like, oh, get a little template. So then right after you can just drop your clip in there and it takes up the whole screen. And then so then after that, I would do I call them snippets. So it'd be like shorter tapes, but with that thing on them. And then one day, I kind of hit me. I was like, wait, I can do like a little game recap just off of this.
Yep.
So I would just bring my laptop in the car, and then at first, what I would do was I would just try to because I was really good at memorizing exactly where a clip was. Mm-hmm. And then I would try to grab the 5 best ones and just post it, just kind of rush it out. And now it's more of a system where it's I know how to cover my cam after each bucket and stuff. And by that point, it's I know for a fact what people want to see. So it's if I'm there, I'm like, okay, someone's gonna want to see this clip. Someone's gonna see this clip. And by that point, I realize I get a raw highlight out in 10 minutes.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
So for what for the people that want to get into it and that don't know what he's saying, basically he's saying is if he's recording and he sees a bucket that's good, he's covering the front of the camera in order to almost bookmark it in a sense. So then when he goes back to edit, he knows that if the end of the clip ends with I
try to tell you videographers to do this, and y'all don't want to listen to me. But I'm telling y'all again, if you cover your camera,
it's free game. It's free game.
I
bro.
promise you,
if
you cover your camera, and even if you're making a full mix, I said, you will cut down your mix. You're making the mix by 40 minutes by just covering your camera.
It'll help you. You don't have to go back. You know that's a good bucket because the end of it is covered. So
now, mind you, I know
free game.
I know for a fact though, I know even though I'm doing like I sometimes I kind of scare myself how fast I get them done.
Yeah.
Like the biggest joke is like say there's like 2 games in one day. Like I always tell myself if there is at least 30 minutes in between games, you can get a video done in 10 minutes.
Yeah. It's light work.
Like y'all gonna see this weekend at Mohegan. like my timeline's gonna be like after every game y'all go see a highlight.
But I think also too like we were talking about earlier you being one of like the founding fathers of like videography in Connecticut. It's like it goes to the lore of like you like editing so fast and like one of my favorite videos is them opening up.
They finally caught me.
Oh my gosh, that shit is so funny.
First
to
of all,
me, bro.
TB, Q, and Tone, I'm gonna still get y'all back for that. I don't know how, but that was one of the craziest things ever.
Yo, it's but like it's refreshing to see because like they don't see us actually working. So like the fact that everyone kind of sees you working is like it's like oh shit like. He's actually like he actually is having to do something. But I think that's what makes it cool
makes
too.
Dope, but then people need to understand that's a skill, and not everyone can do that. Not everyone.
Like
can do that.
I kind of tell people too. It's like I try like a lot of young videographers like y'all don't gotta copy what I'm doing because for one I try to like tell people it's like we're doing that. Even Ralph knows the only 2 ways those reels are happening it has to be a big game where I know eyes are on it, or you have to like.
Go crazy.
Yeah. Because like the thing is too, it's like obviously like those smaller towns. Nothing will beat going like one of the smaller town games, and there's some kid you never heard of like just like went crazy. Mm-hmm. Like I mean like my guy Victor Payne. He's at St. Francis right now who just made the tournament.
Yeah. They beat Central last night.
Yeah, they beat Central last night.
Damn.
It's crazy.
I wanted Central to win.
So
My bad.
Yeah, but I remember like, he was at Cromwell. And mind you, he was like arguably like looking back on it, he's probably a top 10 player in the state, but like just because of camera stuff, people like didn't really know like what he was doing. So like he texted me, he was like, "Oh bro, you got to come to the Shoreline Championship game." And the good thing is like I already like, knew of him, so I was like, okay, let me see how good he really is.
Yeah,
he had 35. He was in a post grad. Someone from St. Francis saw his video, went on his visit, got an offer. Yeah. So I think like that's like the and that's what I mean like and like he went crazy. Mind you, to me, Victor's story is crazy because Cromwell's small. They're a D4 school. He didn't really like. I don't think he played like any major AAU.
He tried.
So if you really seriously think about it, he went Division I off of Cromwell film, like, and stuff and like so it's like and that's what like and that's what like I feel like a lot of kids gotta realize like when you go to these games you can't. You for one like for content's sake you can't just like post everything.
Right.
However, if a kid goes off, just like post the video because for one you're gonna build buzz.
Yeah.
And 2 like that video's gonna like completely change a kid's trajectory of their career.
It could.
And it could lead to more business
later.
for you too.
It could hit later too. Like right away it might not hit, but it could hit later.
Yeah.
So like keeping it up there, that's something that is beneficial towards you because like I said, me and Splash have been to several games together, and Splash is posted first, and that hasn't like deterred me not to post. It's just like Splash got it up first, and that's like I said, that's his skill. That's his,
it's like that's like my staple kind of.
Yeah, that's his staple. So like for me, that doesn't deter me not to post because like we may have a different angle, I may have a different way to put it together, I may have whatever. So it's okay to do that.
Because like I at first I kind of used to feel bad because like I hear kids say like, oh like I was in a post but you posted before me, and I'm kind of like dude just post because the thing is too it's like even because the thing is too if I'm making like a video for one person. They're all gonna look different because the thing is like I'm not using every bucket.
Yeah, and then I don't edit the way you edit. I don't shoot the way you shoot. So
yeah.
There's no need to like hide. But we've talked about a lot of different games, but I wanted to ask like recorded or watched. Like what's the best game like you ever like saw? Because I know mine, and I've actually posted mine, but I want to hear what yours is.
That's a tough one.
Or one of the greatest.
I get like 5. Like top 5.
Yeah, hell yeah.
All right, so I would say to start off, number 5, even though it wasn't like a close game, it was Donovan's senior year and he played Windsor, and he had 51, 32, and like 9 blocks.
Damn.
it was like it was against Windsor too, and it was like remember it was crazy because I remember like going into that game, he was like
that was a Tyler Betsy.
Yeah, that was that.
Tibby,
Yeah, that's when Windsor could have had a nationally ranked team if they all stayed together.
Yo, that and
No,
Jonathan
John Pierce. Tone was off the bench.
They had
Bro, it was a squad.
That's crazy.
That year was actually the CCC that year was tough.
No, we can get into that after we talk about that CCC.
We'll talk about,
year.
Go ahead. Sorry, we'll talk about that.
But yeah, but it was and to me that was cool too because I remember he was like probably 40 points away from his mom's record, so that was cool. He got to 50. He scored. He became Bristol's all-time leading scorer with that 50-point game. I remember I'm driving home and my mom's on my phone. She's like, "You check Bleacher Report? You check Bleacher Report?" And I was like, "Mom, what are you talking about?" And like they posted my video on Bleacher Report, so it's like that game like to me personally too. Like I remember I was going through a lot of the time just like personally, so like that was like one of those things. I was like, okay, like I'm still like good at what I'm doing.
Damn,
so,
that's 5.
Yeah, that's 5.
That's tough.
5. Yeah, but that game was like just like for me personally, that was like a real special moment.
Yeah.
Number 4, I'm gonna go back to like 2018. It was East Catholic versus Windsor. It was like it was cool because East Catholic was like 23-0, and mind you, they had a bomb squad too. They had Trey Hall, Matt Noling, Joey Riley. They had Matt Veretto who ended up going to Delaware. Like. They had a squad, and they were 23-0 going up against Windsor. And it was the third time they met. And, like, that game was to move on to the semifinal. Mm-hmm. And I remember it was cool because, like, if you guys don't know, like, Buckley used to be, like, the hub for, like, all those big kind of games. So we're all in Buckley. It's, like, the whole court's, like, packed around. And they're in double overtime. And my little cousin Corey, he's walking on the court. He looks at me. He was like, "Yo, watch me hit this shit." I was like, "What?" He's like, "Bro, watch." And mind you, like East Catholics laughed when he said that.
Yeah.
I don't know. He caught the ball, faded away. It hit the top of the backboard, goes in. The whole like everyone rushes on the court. That was the first. That was like probably like the first game I've ever seen too, like while filming. So that I'll say that's 4. 3, I'm gonna go when East Catholic came back from Northwest and they were down 20 when.
Let's not talk
about
that.
Man.
Listen.
Sharp wounds.
That scarred us for how many months?
4 or 5.
It took.
We could get on that off pod.
Yeah. No, but I'm just that game was iconic to me because for one, I feel like that was the birth of London. Like that's what that because the thing is like I was always a big London fan. I still see that before like he was like OD. I used to be like, yo, like London's gonna be the one. And like that was the game where like I kind of like, you could tell that he realized like, yo, like I'm really nice now.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was cool because like I remember James put on like a show that day.
James had a good
smooth.
Like I remember he came on the court, hit like the through the leg tween and laid it.
He was bugging.
And he looks at me, he goes, "I ain't gonna lie, I ain't never done that before a day in my life."
Yeah, he was just trying shit. He's not
that was a good game.
Yeah, like
good,
that was a good game.
That was
a good game. Yeah. Mine isn't that one, but now thinking about it, that probably would be like 2, 3 for me. Yeah. That is a really good game.
Number 2 actually happened recently. It was this past weekend. I watched Alex Wilkins going to Furman. I said Ralph the video during the game. I was like, bro, you're not gonna believe what's happening. So this kid, he's like a mid-major kid from Middlesex. He goes to Brooks School.
Okay.
So it's dope. For one, he's the only Division I player on his roster. And Brooks, like, I don't know in the NEPSAC how it was, but I don't think anyone thought Brooks would get that far, like to the championship. So the game starts off. They're down 17-2. And I don't know what happened. Like I don't know what battery flipped, but like he won an 11-0 run by himself, and then he hit like a step back 3 to end the first half to tie it up. Second half, I felt like I was like, what everyone in the comments said he looked like Darius Garland. So like he was like, it was like tween hezzy cross, like pull up, and then he hit a fadeaway volleyball line 3 to win the championship.
That's nuts.
And he had 37.
That's
so
nuts.
It's like, I ain't gonna lie, like then the way the portal looks, I don't know how long Furman gonna be able to keep him. I don't know how long Furman gonna be able to keep him. And then number 1 for me, just because it was honestly like just like a major goal was last year when I filmed Caitlin Clark against Angel Reese at Albany. That was like a spiritual experience. Yeah. Like I don't know. Like I don't like to dwell on it, but like I don't know if anything will ever like top that moment. Because like for one, it was funny because I feel like that was on me. Like I just forgot to tell people I was going to that. So like during the game, I'm getting texts, "Yo, bro, there's a camera guy who looks just like you on TV." I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm at the game."
Yeah.
And everybody, like so. And then Caitlin Clark had 40.
Yeah.
And then shout out Miss Lobo. She got me to meet Caitlin Clark after. It's like that's like the one player I ever really got like it felt like I had to like be a fan of. Like because I think it's like obviously video you don't want to be a fan of people, but like Caitlin Clark I was like nah like
had to.
like she was that was like even though it wasn't no overtime or anything, like seeing that monumental of a moment in like history and like women's sports and just
sports in general.
Yeah, like seeing the whole arena full and like it was like this like that to me like for now that will forever be like my number one. Yeah. Until I see something crazier.
Yeah, no, I definitely got like a couple like on my list like that. Definitely that championship game in Mohegan was one of them. But for me, it was what was Marco's year? Was it
2023?
2023. So yo, like obviously South Kent is a storied prep school.
They had
like
bomb
has
squad
they have a lot of history, and this is back when Brewster wasn't in the league ready. They weren't in the Scholastic thing. They were still playing like NEPSAC. And so it was Brewster versus South Kent. You know, Solo Ball, El Marco Jackson, Papa Conte,
Taylor.
Is Taylor on that team?
Taylor and Montas were on that team.
Taylor. No, it wasn't Montas.
That was the previous year.
It was previous, yeah. Taylor was there, like fucking
DeSante Bowen.
Yeah. And then the kid that went to Tennessee, big Estrella.
Oh yeah, JP.
JP Estrella. So like, yo,
and Jeremiah. They had Jeremiah.
Yeah, JJ
too.
was there too. Yo, so I'm telling you, it was like two heavyweights was about to go against each other, right? And I'm like, all right, like this is like this is what it feel like. This you seeing low key NBA stars. Like this is what they talk about when like, yo, I was there when so and so dropped.
And remember, it was flooded with NBA scouts and coaches too. Like they all had their own
mad
section.
Coaches. Like South Kent's a smaller gym, but like South Kent actually showed up. The whole soccer team, everybody was there. Like it was loud in there.
Yeah.
Yo, that game started and it was nuts. Like the atmosphere was so crazy and never forget. So El Marco probably. It was like third or fourth play. I think Trey Boyd got a steal, kicked it up to Papa. Papa caught it probably like 3-point line or whatever. And Marco was running down the lane. He threw it.
Papa threw a lob.
Papa threw a lob. He threw it to him. And Marco crammed that shit right. And like I said, the gym is not big. He came off the rim. That's my shit. That's my shit. I said, oh wow. I was like, yo, it was like the third play of the game.
Yeah. And you already know South Kent is loud.
Yo,
like the whole gym is just
from there, bro, the game was just back and forth. They was chippy. It was like that. That game for me was kind of like, and then also it was like almost like the solidifier for me is like, oh yeah, like I'm doing this now. Like I'm in it. Like this is what it is. I'm seeing high level guys. I'm in it.
That moment it hits you. Like that moment it hits you. Like yo, I'm like, oh, like I'm watching like something I ain't gonna see for a while.
Bro, that one for me was it. And it's funny that you were saying that the kid was watching the video because I actually posted that video. And like I feel like it did pretty well. I think it had like 8,000 or like 10,000 views or something like that. So like, oh man, that one for me is like definitely number one, bro. Like El Marco was on bad timing that day. He was coming down, tween, step back, float, escape dribble. I'm like, nah, some unfortunate circumstances has gone his way, but bro, he was special.
I think one of my favorite clips of yours too is when I think it was Papa got a dunk. And this is why I love that South Kent team. Then they all stay on the court like this.
That might have been the same game.
It might have been.
Yeah, but
I honestly think that might have.
I remember Papa goes and they all run to him. They go
I honestly think that was the same.
It's his name. Like that's
bro.
one of the. I told Ralph. I told Ralph to tell me that's one of the coldest clips ever because you can tell because you can just tell like they were just so locked.
Yeah, I'm gonna add the clip. I'm gonna add the clip in there, but yo, literally,
and just because like if you know Pop, he's a real smiley kid too. So like to see it like he goes like this. You used to see the grin come out. I said, oh, he's having fun. Like
bro, that game, and then it's crazy because like the score. I think they beat him like pretty good. I think it was like a 15-point game, but like the game itself just felt like
different.
Yeah, it felt different.
Yeah, that was my expectations this year, but it didn't live up to that. So you got to recruit to make sure that comes back next year.
But what about you, man? What's or even played in? Because I know you got that one game you always be talking about.
Which game?
The Duke game.
Oh yeah, I mean honestly, that would probably be my most memorable game.
Were the Cameron crazies like bad
was
to
bad.
bad to y'all too?
It was
though
crazy, dude. Like,
What year was that?
that was shut up.
I'm just
Well,
asking.
you ain't gotta call. You gotta do
No,
that.
I'm just
That was
asking.
odd,
I'm
bro.
November something 2014.
Oh, okay, all right, cool. I just
Yeah,
wanted to
like 11 years ago.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to make sure. I didn't know if the
Yeah.
I didn't know if they knew when
Yeah,
you played
date
ball.
me. Okay.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Steve was nice, by the way, guys.
Nah, I was all right. I didn't have a great game. I was actually talking about this on the other podcast where I was talking to one of the dads. Like I played so bad that my dad actually came down, flew down and saw me play, and then like because I felt like I played like shit, I started crying. I was like, damn, you flew all this way for me. But then also he got to see me play at Cameron Indoor, which
You were also playing
lot of-
against Duke. I mean,
Yeah,
I hate to be that guy, but like it's still Duke.
I mean,
like,
yeah, I guess
every kid's dream is so
hindsight.
crazy.
hindsight, like I played. If you guys don't know, like that year was Quinn Cook, Rashid Suleiman, Justice Winslow, Grayson Allen came off the bench. Semi Ujale was still there. Who else? Rashid Suleiman. Not Rashid Suleiman. Emil Jefferson.
Was Austin Rivers there that year?
Huh?
Was Austin Rivers there that year?
No, Tyus Jones was there.
Oh, damn. So Okafor too.
Okafor, Justice Winslow. Like, it was like 7 or 8 guys got a stint in the NBA.
Yeah,
Like,
played against pros.
that are, and some of them are still, 3 or 4 of them are still in the NBA.
Mhm.
That was probably my most memorable game. Like, I know I took the first shot of the game. I hit straight backboard.
Yeah,
That shit was crazy. I was like, damn, like that was my nerves, I guess.
Yeah.
So I was like, damn, I don't normally miss that bad. Like we walked out, so I was like the first player to walk out with my with the other walk on. His name was Andrew Leone. He's my guy. He's also he's a little short. He's like 5'4", 5'5". Yo, I swear to God, the amount of heckling they did for him walking out, I was like,
And talk a little bit about Cameron Indoor because I think people like get the idea that it's like very very big.
It's not at all.
So yeah, like
it's
talk
tiny.
about it.
Like it might be I don't know how to compare what school to compare it to. Like most high schools in Connecticut are probably bigger than it. Like if you think about the major high schools, like they're bigger than Cameron.
Cool, because I remember like my guy Jaden, like Jane Delaire. It's like he had to play. Yeah, you guys know Jane. Like he played at Stanford. So, we went when he has like his Duke unofficial, and then I was in North Carolina with him. So Jaden just being my guy, like he just brought me with him. And I remember we got to Cameron, bro, and like Jaden said, "What's wrong?" I said, "Bro, this is so underwhelming." Like I thought, I thought it was like, because we saw UNC the day before. UNC is huge.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it's a big.
So I went to Cameron Indoor. I'm like, I think it's a TV. It looks massive. They hit with that, but I feel like that's what makes it so iconic. Because the fans are legitimately on top of you,
right?
Like,
so like it feels like
like there's a
down
picture of my teammate taking the ball out and hands are like this over him, not touching him, but like literally like a foot away from him.
Hey, obviously they're being annoying, but at the same time it's like they only have so much space.
Right.
Yeah, but it's a small institution too. It's like
I'll say this though: if they had a tiny high school AD, I bet you he would have had it under control.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
we don't talk about those guys.
But what about watch though? What's the greatest game you ever watched?
Man, high school or just in general?
I mean, you can give us in general, yeah.
In general, I don't know. Nothing beats
live though. Of course.
Yeah, no, I was watching it live.
No, I'm just saying live. Like,
in person or like on TV?
Person. No, in person. In
person.
Yeah.
Damn. Then I don't really know. Honestly, I don't.
What's the best game you've seen this year?
This year?
Yeah.
This year?
He's a coach, and I don't know how many games he's got.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna lie, like my brain is scrambled. Like I don't really know. Like I was gonna say the greatest game that I think I've ever witnessed as a person was probably the UConn versus Syracuse Big East game when it went to 5-6 overtimes.
That's dope.
That was probably my like one game that I'll never forget.
Yeah,
like, that's something I didn't see it in person, but like. Yeah. I don't know anything like off the top of my head, in person or even this year. Like, I mean, I've seen games for scouting reports, but I don't, haven't.
I mean, so we were talking about, some of the greatest games we've seen, watched, played in, and like we kind of got to like a lot of Catholic schools, a lot of prep schools. Like, I know you want to talk about like Catholic school versus first public school. Like talk to me and like
explain what you wanted to.
Yeah, let me know where your head is at.
Yeah, we want to know.
All right, so I'm gonna keep this try to keep it like as non-biased as possible.
Mm-hmm.
But like, well, first for one, I'm gonna say I understand the issue a lot of people have with the Catholic schools, Connecticut playing public schools. But at the same time, for one, there's a lot of misinformation. So it's like, for one, like I promise you guys, like no one is reclassing from their public schools and going to a Catholic school because for one, that's in CIC that's illegal.
Yeah.
In the CIC that is illegal. I hope you guys all realize that. And then two, I kind of feel like the debate's kind of like unjust because at least like I've seen with my own eyes like a good CIC school like regular public school is going to give the Catholic schools a game because like I feel like at least growing up I remember I was younger because I just kind of have the same mindset. I'm so used to seeing like schools like East Catholic win, but when you really look at it, like the Catholic schools, it's not like they're running through like winning championships every year because like last year Notre Dame West Haven they just got their first state championship in school history. When they had Tremont Waters, they lost to Hill House. Like,
right,
or Northwest Catholic hasn't won their first hasn't won a championship since 2002. St. Bees won their first championship since 1963 last year. Notre Dame Fairfield has one state title. So it's like I'm looking at it from like the perspective of like I understand it must be frustrating. Like you come from a small town and like you want to see you guys win. So if they were like if the state was still set up how we used to have the class system like class S, M, and they were like and like because obviously like high school was small, they were playing class S. I understand that debate, but like all those Catholic schools they all play each other. And at the same time, like the good public schools are giving the game. Like even this year, first of all, shout out to my guys at Manchester. They blew Northwest out by 30, and they beat East Catholic. They're a public school, so it's like. Yeah. I really feel like and the thing is too I understand like Catholic schools they do have like a lot of them do have like at least one or two kids who are going to Division One. But at the same time it's like I hope I tell people this they're also a necessary evil because when you beat a Catholic school if like one of like those like power like those considered powerhouse programs your notoriety goes to the roof. Like I remember like my guy Derek Sheets on Manchester. When they beat East Catholic, he gave them 30 at their place. Manchester's beaten East Catholic in 10 years. Like he told me, like he said, like he had like his recruitment picked up immediately off of that game.
Yeah.
So I feel like I just feel like people kind of gotta have to like stop this narrative of like they're stealing kids from like right out of public school. That's not happening. No. It's like a lot of those kids who go to those Catholic schools 9 times out of 10 wherever they are. It's either the coach isn't that good, or it's like they want to go somewhere where they know they can have eyes on them.
I see, and I think that's more of the problem than actually people saying like, "Oh, it's unfair advantage." Yeah. No, I think the discourse should be why are kids needing to leave? Why do kids have to go to a Catholic school? Why do kids have to go to a prep school?
Yeah.
Like if all the talent stayed at their public school, like where they're public schools would be dominating. Would be dominating. But the issue is that especially in Connecticut. So the issue is that they can't stay where they are and they have to go. And when I say can't, I'm saying like it's more beneficial that they should go somewhere else. And it's okay to.
Yeah, I mean my biggest issue too is that when they use the debate the Catholic schools, like when kids leave their public schools, they're going to the NEPSAC. And the thing is, like, I'm gonna say this to the pod, like most of these NEPSAC schools are wiping these Catholic schools. It's like I feel like people hear prep. And then immediately you're like, oh, Catholics are prep schools. I'm like, no, it's two completely different things. Correct. Mind you, we've seen some bomb squad Catholic schools, like that team with like London, Dara, Jack, like, or like East Catholic when they had James, Samson, Preston. Like that's three Division I players. Obviously I can get that, but for the most part, like they're not like most Catholics aren't have like I don't know. It's gonna be a long time before we see a Catholic school with like those kind of lineups.
I think so, and I think it's a more testament to like you said, we're a little bit older, so we remember when like Hill House was very tough, like Norwalk was tough, like
remember Danbury is the reason Tremont Waters never got a ring.
That like so like my thing is like when we're talking about it, it's like I don't think it's an unfair advantage. I think the public schools just aren't catching up. Yeah. Like where are you producing talent? What like and talent isn't just found. Like I know the Catholic schools can recruit. They can get players from like New York or whatever. But if your talent is in your backyard and you are struggling to keep them at your school that's a problem. Where's the foundations from 8th grade, from 7th grade, from 6th grade, bringing them up to the high school where like, okay, we doing all this up until you get to up until you get to high school.
That's why to me, like, I think it's really cool about the town of Windsor. Even Steve, you notice this, those Windsor kids, like, when they're going to high school for the most part, they're doing, like, before they maybe go, like, they end up going to prep school, they're going to Windsor High and playing for Coach Smith. I think that's really dope because it's like, I feel like a lot of people don't see that aspect of it. I said the good public schools are always able to retain their kids.
Yeah, because even stability.
Yeah, it's like.
Yeah, going to your point, just bringing that up, we were talking about that Windsor team. We said, was it Jonathan or
John Pierce, Tyler Betsy,
Rashawn
Tibby, Q Floyd,
Tone
Williams.
There was a couple other guys there too.
Raymond Rodriguez at Albertus.
Yep, and like again, like that's 6 college basketball players, 3 Division 1,
and 1 D2,
1 D2, and potential D2, D3, D1. Doesn't matter. I don't know where Tone's gonna go, but like that's just, again, to your point, it's just like it's a culture thing.
Yeah.
Right? If I'm now, like, while you guys are just talking, I'm thinking, I'm like, damn, like if the culture was a winning culture, not just, we're specialized in basketball, but if your sports program is doing well, they're not going to want to leave.
Yeah, why
would you?
Well, I look at, like, New Canaan football, for instance.
Powerhouse.
Those kids never go to prep school.
Darien, powerhouse.
They never have to go to prep school. It's like,
it's
like I realized it. It's like, and I feel like that's the one point people have to understand. And I mean, people give CIC a lot of slack for letting the Catholic schools play. But at the same time, I try to tell you this. I said, if you take the Catholic schools, put them in their own league, your towns are getting no more notoriety because because all those kids are gonna be like, because college coaches are gonna say, oh, Catholic schools are playing each other, I'm going to Catholic school game.
Why would I go to the public school game?
Because like Primo Spears, the reason Primo got his offers is because he gave East Catholic 40.
I think it's funny too. Like I did a day in the life on Cam Salters one time, and I talked to him and I was saying like, yo, like talk about like having to come to it was Notre Dame Fairfield at the time. It's Notre Dame Prep now, whatever.
I'm still calling it Fairfield.
Yeah, it's for the ones that know. You know what I mean? Like so, but I was saying like, how does it feel like coming from Norwalk? Because he's from the same backyard as me. So like coming from Norwalk, having to go to like Notre Dame and play for Coach K. Like, and he was like, yeah, it was hard because like you drink, like you grow up and like of course you want to play for the High, of course you want to play for McMahon, like, and like, you know what I mean, like you're in your backyard, like your friends and family are there, you're playing against the kids you grew up with, like, but what was best for me in my career was coming here. So he's telling you, yo, like I wanted to play over there, but like that's not what's best. So if you're complaining about public schools don't have a fair advantage, then you have to look at really like why it's unfair advantage, and it's not because of size or it's because that there's no foundation that's making it an option to that. And you could say college coaches won't come. Bro, if a kid is good enough, they're gonna come. And AAU does matter. AAUs does matter. But if a kid, like Jaylen Brown was scoring 40, 50. He was getting notoriety. He had some buzz from what's it called. But at the same time, the buzz wasn't always there. So he needed to do a step for him. So he did the JUCO route.
First of all, Jalen's cold.
Yeah.
The only time I heard about him was when he had 40. Like I feel like that's an issue because obviously like I'm from like more northern Connecticut, so it's like and mind you, I try my best to know kids' names, but like it's hard. So it's like the fact I can hear about you have 40. That's a problem. I think he's probably having like loud 28-point games. Yeah. I didn't know that.
Exactly. But at the same time, he kept having 40.
Yeah.
He kept having 50. He kept having 25. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you can't, like, obviously you would want every kid to try to get an opportunity, but like it has to be a foundation of like good players, good coaching, good teaching in order to do that.
I look at him like he's at Notre Dame Fairfield. We would have known about him early. I would like
easily
before he even had 40. We would have known
easily.
Yeah.
And it's sad because a lot of times too, when we see a kid like that, we like, damn, like he should leave. Like that's almost our instant.
That's
he should leave. He should leave because like sometimes you need it. Like even a kid at for Paris, for example, Paris was at Notre Dame Fairfield, and I'm like, damn, like, you know what I mean? Like my biggest thing that I like, and I don't know academics or whatever the case may be, but like if you're not familiar with Notre Dame Fairfield, it's right across the street from Sacred Heart.
Yeah,
he didn't get his Sacred Heart offer till like what?
Till AAU.
End of junior year.
Like going into AAU, that's bad.
Can you imagine? You're across the street.
Like they're not walking over.
That's crazy to me.
My thing that we can talk. That's gonna be another. We're running low on time, but just the in-state schools don't really go for the in-state kids. Only Central's the only one that has.
Central's been doing a very good job on it.
That's because Pat Sellers
said he's going to the gyms.
Yeah, Pat Sellers he's been to South Kent, he's been to St. Thomas, like he's been to these schools. Like,
but I think it's cool with him. Like you'll see him at public school games. I think that's real cool.
Yeah, but again, that's the college thing. We're not talking about that. My issue, going back to the public school thing, is the issue is also the residual effect of just trickling down where every program's like that. Meaning, like, so you have a Jaylen Brown, right? He's not going against the best comp every day because the other programs aren't as strong as well.
Yeah.
So that's the issue, and that's why I think that's our first instinct. Oh, you got to get out and go see your play some real hoops.
Yeah.
Right? That's the issue, right? So, again, here's another thing. Jay-Z Productions, I swiped up on his story. I don't know.
I know what you're talking about.
I don't know him personally. I just follow him. But I swiped up on his story yesterday. It was like, who would win a game? Notre Dame, West Haven, or Putnam Science? I was like, who? And I voted, and it was like 68%.
At least at least the people knew.
But no, that's the issue.
There's too many.
Too many. Yeah. He said it was like 100 to 180.
Oh, that's bad.
That's 100 people who honestly think Notre Dame and West Haven is running the state, in terms of just like good enough.
Team's not even
It's not even the best Putnam team.
Putnam's tallest player is probably like 6'9", bro. Like, and I know that height isn't everything, but like you got to really think about that. Like Torrey's out there basically playing center, like that's not gonna work. There's levels to this. Like, we talk about that all the time. There's levels to this.
Don't get me wrong, like it is possible to go Division I out of your public school because we seen guys like Riley Fox, but at the same time, it really, like you said, like what your coach does. I think something really cool they did with Riley's senior year was they made sure every top team in the CCC they saw him at least once or twice. Like it was like so it's like he got and then eventually like he got his offer during his junior year, but it was like the thing is you got when you got players who really want to get recruited, you got to do the best.
And I think like because we talked about it on that first episode with Shake, where it was like dominating where you're at, right? Jaylen Brown was dominating, even though like you could say, oh, the comp wasn't that good, whatever. He was looking like he shouldn't have been there. And I think that's the example.
Yeah.
Like, and people could say like, oh, well, he shouldn't have even been there to begin with. He should have just left because there's no chance of him getting a scholarship or anything like that. Yeah. I don't think that's the case. I think you can be where you're at and dominate. You just have to get the eyes on you.
Yeah.
But it's not.
Also depends what you do like
as a player,
spring and summer too.
As a player, that's what I'm saying. It depends on what you do in AAU as well. But like as a player, like I think a lot of players are confused as if like they're the prize. They're the person who's supposed to be like they're not the suit. Like, yo, if you want to go to college, you have to express that. It's okay to hit up coaches. It's okay to reach out. It's okay to send your film. Like, you got to be your best advocator. Like, I feel like kids along with your parents, along with your coach, along with your support system. Like, it's okay to be in an area dominating.
Well, I feel like kids get caught up in
that crazy.
Kids like there's a difference between being locally nice and being nice.
Yeah.
So I feel like I feel like a lot of kids got to differentiate that because I'll hit up all the time like, oh, we got to stop sleeping on so and so, and like I'll be like, okay, but like who are they doing it on? Because like if you're having 40 points but you're playing like the low level, I can't flex that.
But 40 points is 40 points.
Yeah.
Like we're not saying it's not
40
bad,
points.
but we're saying like if you zoom out, we have to. College sports is getting harder and harder to play.
Yeah.
So if you are able to play at a D3 level, if you're able to play at a D2 level, if you're able to play at a D1 level, like that's impressive.
Yeah.
But like we need to be okay and aware that like there are levels. There's levels for a reason. You're not about to see the top D3 team play the worst D1 team. Because they still they're gonna smack fire out of them. Yeah. That doesn't make any sense. There's levels for a reason.
Yeah, but that gap is closing because you see this
year. For sure.
This year was the most I think D3s have beat D1s in their exhibition game.
Yeah, but there's still a gap.
There is a gap.
Yeah.
Correct. A gap. But I'm saying is to you what you just said before. It's getting harder and harder no matter what level you get to.
Exactly.
Because talent is talent. That's what we're trying to get. Talent is talent, but you got to find the right thing. Coaches, again, we can talk about it, but coaches have to be open to help those guys out. Mm-hmm. And I think sometimes maybe there's that ego, like, oh, this is my kid now. Like, if I lose him, we're gonna really stink. Like that's part of it. But I'm saying that
And
there's probably
coaches got mouths to feed. I get it. It's a team thing.
No,
but
I'm
like,
talking about high school.
No, I'm saying,
Yeah,
I'm saying,
oh,
coach.
No,
like,
I
get
understand
it. I
Like,
get it.
You
Like
don't want getting yanked out.
Yeah, like when kids leaving your program, it does look bad. But like, bro, at the end of the day, like, it's for the kids.
That's why more people gotta look at I like Coach Smith's philosophy. He's kind of like when a prep school comes takes your kid, like that's more of a like respect thing though.
That's what I'm saying.
They saw what you saw.
Yeah, it's like
like they like the way you were using it.
Because like I think it was real cool when Tyler Betsy committed Cincinnati. Coach Smith like let him do it at Windsor High. Like I like that's
a lot of coaches would have been salty about that and wouldn't have let him come back and do that.
No, but but the thing is too, it's like he's saying like no, like you did what you need to do here. You're still you're one of the best players come out of here, so we're gonna make sure you still get the love you get when you come back here.
Yeah.
So,
I think, man, like I said, we could
go on
for hours.
Dog.
We could go on for hours,
dog.
but
it sucks that we gotta cut it. But like, it's just, damn, like there's so much to talk about. Like you don't realize even though we've brought on, like say we brought on, Shake. You coming on has brought a whole different perspective and a whole different, set of ideas, and we've covered a lot.
Yeah,
and I think that again, it's providing, a value to whoever listens and watches. So one, thank you for coming. You drove an hour and 45 minutes to get here. Yeah. And now you're about to go be Splash.
Yeah, I gotta put the alter ego back on.
Yeah. Man, I mean, not that you have to, but shout out your socials, shout out your, you know what I mean? What can people expect? What are they waiting on? What you got going on, man?
Well, my Instagram Splash Productions too, but you guys probably knew that already. TikTok, if you guys want to see like Ralph knows TikTok's where I'll be trolling. So if you guys want to see me like actually be myself, you can follow my TikTok. It's all the Splash Productions too. Something to look forward to. Obviously, AU's coming up. And then this weekend, I'm dropping. I'm not gonna say who, but I'm dropping the first YouTube Poop mixtape of the year. I'm probably gonna drop it on Sunday. Mm-hmm. So y'all should definitely be on the lookout for that one because that one I'm hoping does views. Like Ralph knows I'm not really the biggest fan of YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube's wishy-washy sometimes.
But this video YouTube it's real special to me too. It's gonna be good for the state, so definitely tap into that. Yeah, and I'll definitely see you guys before you guys see this after. But if you're seeing Mohegan, say what's up. So
this will probably we'll probably post this next week.
Yeah,
shit.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah, Tour Ralph. Pretty much everything. Tour Ralph _ on X. But yeah, man, keep liking, keep commenting, keep reaching out to us. We really do appreciate it. Like I said, if you want to be on, reach out to us. This ain't nothing but a drive. We could talk some hoops. You know what I'm saying? So
if you're if you're in New York, Massachusetts, if you want to take the trip, don't matter.
Philly, Jersey,
wherever. Pull up. But again, mine, if you guys don't know, Stephen J. Know that for Twitter, Instagram, whatever, TikTok. The Basketballist on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe, share, comment, like, whatever you guys got to do. Appreciate you guys, and we'll see you guys soon.
No one's getting clipped farm for Abdul this week?
Nah, probably. When I said that I don't want to guard Abdul shit.